Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's episode. We're diving deep. Tonight, we're diving deep into the legend that's haunted Latin America for centuries. A story told in whispers around campfires and to misbehaving kids who don't come home before dark. I heard that shit all the time. This is Paranormal Dudes, and let's get into it. What is up, dudes? Welcome back to the Paranormal Dudes podcast, episode 53. 53. Remember that. It took me a second to put that together. Welcome back, everybody. I don't think we have any housekeeping things to go over. Go to paranormaldudes.com. Stay tuned because we got merch coming out soon. And I don't know why I clapped like a seal right there, but just go to paranormaldudes.com. You can actually submit your stories there now. Super cool. You don't have to send us an email like it's fucking 1992 anymore. We actually have a website where you can do that. Welcome back, everybody. Has anybody experienced anything while we were gone? A little bit. I was at Calexico, so I actually experienced something, but I'll let you guys, if you guys have. Jesse, in your transition from anybody that still watches the show, Jessie made her way from El Centro, California to San Diego, California. And Jessie's been having a problem with a ghost that resides in her El Centro home that didn't want her to leave. Mm-hmm. Did anything come of that? Like your last moments or anything like that? Giant eye roll. That means something happened.
Several things happened to me this weekend because you and I both were in places where there was lots of energy.
Lots of energy. Both positive and negative, I will say.
Correct. Yes. But something specifically that happened this morning in my new home is I have Roku TVs in some of the rooms, and I have the app on my phone because the kids always lose the remote control. So if I'm downstairs and Vale's upstairs, she'll be like, "Oh, can you change it or something?" And I'll tell her, "Okay, tell me left, right," and I'm using it from downstairs, and she's telling me. So this morning she comes down and she's like, "Mom, are you playing on my Roku?" And I said, "No." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Because somebody's moving it up and down and it's changing what I'm watching." And I was like, "Well, it's not me. It's probably the ghost. I don't know." And she was
said it was going up and down?
Yeah, like it was moving because, oh my God.
I knew it.
It was moving the stations. Like she was watching something on Netflix and it was going everywhere.
Oh, that's strange.
It's probably the ghost. And she was like, "Okay." And then she went back to her room.
That's strange. Okay. It's crazy to think of. I'll say mine real quick and I'll let you guys go if you have anything. Me, I just got back from Calexico, California. And when I got back, so I have a thing, okay, and it has a lot to do with ghosts and entities. In my house, okay, there's roughly 5 bedrooms. Not 5. There's 5 doors. Let's say that. There's 5 doors. And I like all those doors to be closed. Don't ask me why. It's because I don't want to pass by a doorway that's dark and something's there. Don't want to see it. So I close all the doors. Tell me why I wake up. So I have insomnia. For anybody that doesn't know. Stupid. So I get up to go to the restroom because I'm not asleep. This was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I just come out to get some water. I'm about to go downstairs, and I realize that all the fucking doors are open. Every single one. The ones that I made sure that I closed. So I don't know if what entity it is was upset that I was gone for so long, but it all the doors were open, and I made sure that they were closed. So next time I'm going to take a picture and
It
post it
was
on
a
the
little
pod.
boy.
It probably was a little boy. He was probably upset that he had no one to play with or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what happened to me while over the time from the last time we spoke. Anything for you guys? Ask, buddy.
Nothing on mine.
Actually, nothing I saw, but the last episode I had to dip out a little early. I had an issue where my dog got sick and we had to put him down.
Mm-hmm.
But coming back after that, I didn't personally see anything, but my other dogs were, for some reason, the closet in my bedroom is like sitting this way from me. For some
Right.
reason, my dogs were going to that closet and they were just sitting there staring up into it.
Mm.
I remember looking over and going, "What are you guys staring at? It's just clothes in there. There's nothing else in there." And they kept doing it for the first 2 or 3 days after my dog passed away. They'd run in the room here and they would just they would sit down and just focus straight into the dark closet,
Just stare.
just to stare. And I would call to them, and like usually when I called them, they turn and they come over, and jump up on me or whatever.
Right.
And they wouldn't go away. And the youngest pup, he would sit there and he'd start growling at the closet. So I don't know. I've been looking at the closet every night, trying to see what's going on there, and I'm not picking
Nothing.
anything. But for those first 3 days or so, they would just come over, sit in my room at the door, and stare at the closet. And I said, I guess they're looking at something. And if it was like cowboy or something else, I'm pretty sure I would have
Yeah,
noticed it. But
I'm
I have no
sure.
idea what they were looking at.
Jesse, you picking up any energy from that?
I am, but I'm trying to figure out because I'm so sleepy. I'm picking up like a woman, like a female energy.
Oh.
Okay,
Megan
this is
Stallion?
new.
Oh. Did you say Megan the Stallion? Is that what you said? A woman. Okay.
I wouldn't know anything about any woman. I haven't seen a woman myself. Um, but I do know like the youngest pup, he he's been the one that he doesn't want to stay in the room as much as he usually does. And like tonight,
Oh.
he's sleeping here next to me. He's the one that always sleep here with my other dog. He's sleeping right now, but he's got a very defensive posture, like facing towards the closet.
Mm.
And just a little while ago, while we were talking, I was muted and I was listening to you talk, and he just sat up and again he looked at the closet and he did his growl, and he just kind of had those wide open eyes, like he was looking at something. And I looked over a couple times, and I'm not picking anything up myself. I'm not seeing anything, but then he puts his head down, like he calms down, and then he just relaxes. But yeah, I don't know, he's seeing something.
You have to keep us updated on that. See what develops. See if you see a woman coming out of there. Make sure you see if she's naked or not. I think that's
Oh
Yeah.
my
important.
god.
That's important. Well, thank you everybody for giving your stories. And I did want to say at the top of the pod that this episode is dedicated to Buddy's puppers. Much love. So I'm sure you saw the title. And yes, it's about La Llorona. Though, and for
Mm.
you, for those of you that are not of Hispanic origin,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
it is the weeping woman who haunts the rivers. I guess if you're going to give it some kind of description.
Wow.
I know, kind of boring
And
compared
East
to La
LA.
Llorona, right?
Um,
So honestly, that we're going to be deep diving into that, into the legend herself, We had a little sneak peek of it last week. I made a horrible joke about La Llorona. It's like it's a nice little segue from the Black Eyed Kids because they're rumored to be her children, which that would be an awesome story. Not that she's in East LA, but just an awesome story if they would add that in. So this story is told in whispers on campfires, as we all know. I'm sure every one of our parents have seen La Llorona. They've heard her in the canals of Calexico, California, or ask your family wherever it is that they're from. Everybody in the Mexican community has seen or heard La Llorona. Apparently, she's in every body of water ever. She's not in a. She's
Even
not
in
in a.
East LA.
East LA.
Even in East LA.
I was gonna say she was in the restrooms at our elementary school. So
Yeah, she was in the restrooms at our elementary school at Dual School in Calexico, California, and the legend is that piece of the legend, I should say, is that she appears for around misbehaving children who don't come home before dark. My parents used that one, so did my grandma, but that was just to get us inside. And honestly, we're gonna dive a little deeper into like the origins, because I honestly, when I was doing a lot of this research or looking at the data behind La Llorona, making it so entertaining, the data like a nerd, um, uh, it was definitely things that I didn't know. So obviously, La Llorona is of Hispanic origin, or you know, some people say she comes from Honduras, or I don't know what, but we're gonna stick, since we're all basically Mexican here. We're gonna keep it on, in those roots. La Llorona may trace back to.
It says she doesn't have that. There is no origin. That it's.
Yes, there is, Jesse, and I'm gonna tell
Dice
you right
que
now.
no.
Does she work remote or what?
Does she work remote?
She is remote. Look at all the rivers she's in.
All the rivers and canals that she appears in, all the
She's with Dippy
the
Duppy. Todo.
so La Llorona may trace back. Okay, Jesse, you don't have. It's not.
Thank you.
An absolute. It may trace back to Sihuacot. I hope I'm saying that right.
Bro, you said it like the Google.
I know I did. I said it a little too much, a little too close. Sihuacot. An Aztec goddess who wept for her doomed children before the Spanish conquest. Over time, the myth evolved into a colonial era ghost tale, which we all experienced. We actually, me, Jesse, and Buddy had a teacher. Was he a teacher? I don't know. He was a principal, right?
he was our principal.
Yeah, and he showed up to our fourth grade class, I think, and
Assembly or something. Wasn't it during an assembly?
no, it was in a classroom. It
was in a classroom.
He turned off all the. First of all, he showed up. We all thought we were in trouble, and then they turn off the lights, and his voice changes. I don't think I'd ever heard him talk like this before. And I was like, "What? Ay, mis hijos." And we heard this story, and yeah. So the most popular version of La Llorona, obviously, is a woman named Maria,
or sometimes Luisa,
or
depending
Luisa, depending on who you're talking to, I guess. what chismosa is talking to you? She's apparently stunningly beautiful and falls in love with a rich Spanish man. And he leaves her either for another woman or because she sees her as that she's socially beneath him. And in despair, she drowns her children in a river, then takes her own life. Self-unaliving. Condemned to roam the earth for eternity because she did that. She searches for her children and cries, "Ay, mis hijos!" And it could be the black-eyed children or black-eyed kids.
Yeah.
Very well could be them. I think Jesse touched on it a little bit last episode that was part of the mythology behind those little fuckers, right?
Yes, their parents, Slenderman or La Llorona. Slenderman and La Llorona got it on and had the
They got
black eyed
down.
kid
Yeah.
to the black eyed peas, and then they had the black eyed kid.
So the symbolism behind La Llorona, that it honestly, I just know like the surface level of La Llorona, where my dad swears to God that the 111 canal off of Dogwood, no, it's Dogwood and 98. Specifically, Dogwood and 98, in Calexico, California, so that everybody knows. There's a canal there, and my dad swears that that's where she's at, specifically there. But then I've heard stories that she's in a pond in Tijuana. I'm like, dude, what? Okay. Like, where is she? Like Usain Bolt? She could scare someone here and then run over there and be like, okay, let's scare this fucking. Like, she's essentially Santa Claus, but to scare the fuck out of Mexican kids or Mexican people in general. I don't understand how it works. I don't know the logistics of it. Does she have reindeer? Does she have maybe the black-eyed children? Maybe they're on some reins and they drive her around. And I don't know.
You could also look at it. Water is reflective. Remember we talked about
Oh,
mirrors and all that.
Yeah, that's right.
That can be a portal to pass from place to place with that reflectiveness of the waters and everything like that. So
yeah, exactly. Well, water is supposed to be a conduit where it's easier for spirits to travel through or whatever. And I guess this would be a perfect place. You know what? Honestly, Dippy Duck and La Llorona probably fucking hate each other. Honestly. So if anybody didn't know who Dippy Duck is, you can Google it. It's to where we grew up in Calexico, California. There's canals everywhere. And they use this duck to refrain you from jumping into the canals because you could die.
I gotta look
Oscar's Googling it right now. I can see.
Dippy Duck.
Yeah, Dippy Duck.
he was the coolest duck on two legs of all Imperial Valley.
Dang, he had a snapback and everything.
Yeah,
And he doesn't even age. We saw him last year at the parade.
Water safety.
Yeah,
It's the cocoa butter.
water safety. I don't know how scared she is. I've never experienced anything with La Llorona. I've only heard stories, and the stories always creep the shit out of me. But if I were to hear crying in the woods in every body of water ever that a Mexican sees at 2 a.m., I'm out of there. Would you guys investigate a little more, or would you just hightail it as soon as you heard those words, "Ay mis hijos"?
I would definitely leave.
Jesse, I would love to see what she's wearing.
If she's floating, I'm out of there. Like if she's not touching ground, no. I'm not gonna stay and ask her how her day was.
Yeah, no shot. What about you, Os?
Dude, I mean, my parents, specifically my mom, would use that to scare me my whole childhood. So, dude, I would book it, bro. I jump in the random person's car, like I'm out, bro. Like that's it.
Yeah, no shot. But
yeah.
Just hearing the "Ay mis hijos" wouldn't freak me out because, as we did when we were kids, we would do things like that till we'd see somebody out somewhere, freak them out. But if I did see a lady going through the water, which I have experienced seeing somebody in the water one night.
No way. Oh no. We'll save that for the end for Buddy's
I'll tell that story
storytelling
later.
time.
But
yeah,
it wasn't a ghost, but it was scary to me. But if I see a body, in the water like that, I'm out. I'm not gonna stick around.
Yeah, no shot. No way. So another portion, obviously, okay. For La Llorona, we've seen fragments of videos or like 2-pixel videos of La Llorona, but there's actual real life sightings and reports. I didn't even know this. Did you guys know this?
Yes, we saw one the other day. We watched a video.
Yes. Oh, really?
Yes, we did.
We did.
Yeah, it was
We
two
did, huh?
guys, and they saw or they heard La Llorona. Like,
Oh yeah.
remember?
Oh yes. I remember. Okay,
Doesn't the
yes,
little
I
kid
remember now.
go over there or something?
I
Like
think so. I
their
think
child
so.
is with them.
Something like that. So the first is El Paso, Texas. A family claimed to hear a woman wailing by the Rio Grande, or if you're not Mexican, the Rio Grande. When they investigated,
No, they
when
understand
they
Grande,
the
Starbucks,
Grande, Rio Grande.
Starbucks.
You know, Taco
When they
Bell.
investigated, no one was there. But the next day, their dog was found drowned in the river. Oh, damn!
Why the dog? Why the dog?
What?
I don't.
She doesn't like dogs. What did the dog do? He's probably like humping her leg. She's like, you know what? I've had enough of this. I've that okay. Poor dog. It sucks.
But
And
I
then
wonder why. Why do you think she abducts, or why do you think she goes on the Rio Grande, and abducts those who see her, like, or kills those who see her? Like, if you don't see her, she doesn't do anything to you, or like
if you just
you can't
hear
look
her,
at
you're just
her.
like, just don't look at her. I know she's there. Just don't make eye contact. I mean, I don't. I want to believe that it's kind of like Medusa. You
Medusa,
make eye
yeah.
contact with her, and you turn into stone. Same. I
Get
think it's like the
stoned.
same concept, except this
I was
one
just gonna say that.
you get killed. You get mad at. You die. I mean, you turn to stone, you die too. But I think that's really what it boils down to, and I think that's part of the whole legend of La Llorona. I mean, it dates back. I mean, I even have a one that dates back to the 30s. In 1930, in Santa Fe, New Mexico, a woman walking home swore she saw a pale figure hovering over the river. There you go, buddy. Actually, Jesse, she floats. Police
Oh,
found
saying
wet footprints that led nowhere. She had wet footprints. Wait, hold on. Let's back up a little bit. She was floating, but there was wet footprints. How does that work?
maybe she gets out of the water and then
and
she
then
starts
and then
floating.
she floats. Okay,
Yes,
she has to rev up like Wile E. Coyote or something like that from
yes.
Looney Tunes. Okay, makes sense. You know what? If I get haunted by this, oh, Jesse just spilled all
My
her
damn water.
Starbucks.
Chingado.
Oof, body of water.
Better clean that up. You better clean that up right now.
It's
She's gonna show
carpet.
up. She's gonna show up.
It's gonna be real venti. That's a venti size, right?
A rental. That's right. I so honestly, I need to cool it on the La Llorona jokes. I feel like I'm gonna do it too much, and I'm gonna anger her, and I'm gonna see some shit or something like that.
And
Honestly,
she's gonna open the doors and turn on your faucets.
don't say that.
That's what she's
Take
gonna
it back.
do.
Take it back. She's eating her ice with the tongs of destiny. By the way, right here on the Paranormal Dudes podcast. All right, and then so there's another one. Some canals in Mexico City. Boat guides claim they hear crying late at night. Some refuse to work after dark. So, but what if it's just some person
Kid,
crying?
yeah.
So you're just gonna chalk it up every time someone's crying by a body of water. You're just gonna be like, "That's La Llorona." I'm not going over there. What if it's not and they just die? I mean, what overall? Overall, La Llorona is always near a body of water. We all know that, especially if you're in the Mexican community. You understand this. You're well versed in La Llorona kung fu. You already know. Often seen at night in a white dress. It's always a white dress. Always.
The lady in
Face
white.
is hidden or what happened? A lady,
the lady
in white.
Her dress is from I don't know, Lucky Brand or Ann Taylor or some shit.
Stupid.
Wow. And Taylor.
And Taylor.
I just saw it today. So where is it?
Oh my
you
Dress
just brought
barn.
it up.
Dress barn. What
Llorona
is the
would
other ones?
not dress at Dress Barn.
Wet seal.
What's that other
No.
one? Charlotte Rouge?
Charlotte
Is that
Ruse.
one?
Maybe
Yeah.
Yes.
Charlotte
Yeah.
Rose or Ann Taylor, but I don't think she would wear Dress Barn or like Forever 21.
Why? That's it's
It's like
not
not her style.
traditional enough.
Too revealing.
No.
I was thinking
Oh.
Llorona more
Fashion
like a
Nova?
Spencer's type.
Spencer. Journeys. You know, she's wearing fucking Vans at the same time. Dude, I'm gonna get this. I'm sure like she's not happy with me. I need to stop. Okay. Another portion of it, her cry is said to be a bad omen. So if you hear it, it's a premonition of death. So either you're gonna die or someone around you is gonna die when you hear that shit. So that's not good. Honestly, if I were to hear a woman crying near a canal, I'm getting the fuck out of there. Overall, because how I said in the beginning that my dad used to say that she was specifically on the 98 highway in Calexico, California, that specific canal, your parents or your relatives, where did they say that she was?
Dogwood in 98.
Like right, the same canal that I said, that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know two people that saw her there.
No
Damn.
shit. Okay. Okay.
Makes me wonder, like, you know, and I just came up across this video of California's most haunted roads, and the
Mm-hmm.
first one that came out was Dogwood Road,
No
which
way.
is that intersection of it's not 98 and Dogwood, it's actually Jasper and Dogwood where
Oh,
that
okay.
canal passes. And I know it because I fish that canal religiously all the time.
Yeah.
But that's also the canal where they see the little girl that they say that's hitchhiking.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You know which
Yes.
one? I
Yeah.
wonder if that's also like part like I don't know. I don't know if that's like a mix of La Llorona in the younger years or something, but
Maybe,
you know,
maybe she's trying to lure you in and be like, I'm just a little girl. Come
yeah.
talk to me. Oh yeah. What about you, Os? So it's for you. I'm intrigued with Os because all three of us have like the same location, pretty much.
So my grandma actually experienced her back in some ranch that she was in. So the restroom was separated from the home, obviously,
Yeah.
and so she had to walk through pretty much like an open thing to go to the restroom. So when she said she went to the restroom, and then she came back. When she was about to open the door to get into the home, was when she heard the scream or like the weeping.
The whale.
Yeah, the whale. And
Ugh.
she just quickly went into the home, and there was a window that was high enough, like where she can just kind of barely, like, my grandma was short. She was probably like 5 feet, 5'1",
Oh,
if
like
anything.
Jesse. Okay.
On the shorter side. And I'm all saying like
Asshole.
I'm fucking tall, like I'm 5'7.5". The half counts. But
The
anyway,
half counts. The half
she
counts.
was just like,
5'2". Thank you very much.
Jesse was just waiting for an opportunity to correct me.
so she was like looking over the window, right, like this, like to look, and she said that she just saw, because the side of the house was like it would go down into like a ditch, and that she
Uh-huh.
just saw somebody going down.
Uh-uh.
I don't remember, and I can't ask her, I don't remember the story if there was any water around, but that is the story that she would always tell us about her encounter with the Llorona. And it would always give me like goosebumps. Like, it's just late at
No.
night by herself.
Uh-uh.
Not by herself, but
No,
the
no.
only one awake. Like, nah.
Oh yeah. Things like that always happen when you're like the most vulnerable and you're by yourself. Like the doors at my house. So this is kind of an inappropriate question, but I'm full of inappropriate questions. So like what if say you're driving and you've been on a long road trip and you come across a river or a canal or a pond or whatever, you have to pee. So you take out your member, and you're 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 peeing, and this lady is, whether she's floating on top of the body of water or down that way, and she's starts crying. What's your first course of action? Now I know Jesse doesn't have a member, but
is she crying because she saw the member?
I'll give you something to cry about.
Who knows? It's possible. It could be that's the reason why she's like, oh my God, this is what I have to deal with. But we're gonna have to make this work. So my instant reaction would be like, I don't know if I would just turn around and be like, and continue peeing, because I don't want to pee on myself either.
Oh,
I don't want to pee on.
You're gonna not pee on yourself and get like haunted by some weird thing coming towards you.
No, I pinch and then run.
Pinch.
And as I'm running, I let it flow so that I get optimum, precision towards the car wherever she's coming from.
Wow.
That would be my reaction or how I would go about it. Oscar, what would be yours,
dude?
If you're
in all
doing your business,
like what do they say now? Dead ass. I would literally be
Dead
like,
ass.
I would literally like look and be like, "Can you wait?" And then like finish peeing, and then book it. Like that's literally what I would do.
You guys would freaking shit your pants.
Maybe
you saw that shit,
but I'll shit my pants and then run. I'll definitely do that. But I mean, yeah, buddy, I know it's a little trickier for you. How would you go about it?
Would end up dead, because if I had to pull over next to a pond, which is probably dirt, I'd just be like trying to wheel, and my wheels would just be spinning. I'm dead, dude. That's it. Like I'm not going anywhere. And
buddy's just gonna be like, "Fuck it, dude, just take me wherever you're gonna take me. Just do it. You're gonna drown me. Just fucking do it. I'm not going anywhere.
Fucking do it,
dude. What if she just wheeled you up though back into like your?
Oh, what if she was helpful? Yeah, what if she was helpful? Like,
she's helpful.
You out.
Fuck. Okay, now
she's like, okay, now go.
These are my hijos. Take them. I'd make a trade. If she's cool with me, I'm cool with her.
Well, that's a fair trade. I think.
Yeah.
Jesse, what would you do? Oh, I think we lost Jesse.
She'll freeze. She'll be like,
what if the Paranormal Dudes ghost is going after Jesse right now?
New house, new energy.
New house, new energy. She's
tired,
agitated because she was having PC problems and she's tired. Possible. Possible. So, pop culture and urban impact. I mean, we all know what kind of impact it's had on our community. We've heard the millions of stories and the different bodies of waters that she's been in, and the movie that everybody doesn't like. They thought it was funny, The Curse of La Llorona, that came out in 2019. Super hilarious.
In East LA.
But did you guys? Yes, in East LA. She came out on some TV shows. Obviously, she was used in parenting in a negative way.
PR.
For real.
They take out contracts. Hold on, ma'am. Okay, you at 10 o'clock, you have a scaring of some kids that don't want to go home, and you're gonna scare an adult on Dogwood and Jasper at 2 a.m. Let's get it going. So, obviously, many Hispanic, Latino, Mexican kids grew up hearing, if you don't behave, La Llorona is going to take you, which is, if you really think about it, which is fucked up.
I would never say that to my kids.
It's so fucked up.
I tell them other
and I
things,
think that's why,
like Krampus.
That's why all of us have fucking mental disabilities and shit.
Trauma.
Yes, we all trauma bond together.
That's why we have a paranormal podcast. I'm just kidding.
That's why we have the Paranormal Dudes podcast, and that's why. So honestly, I want to get you guys' take on as far as her portrayal in the pop culture world. Do you think it's a swing and a miss? I think it's a swing and a miss. I think they could have done a little better, um, especially the movie. They tried too hard to make it seem like she was this villain,
Hmm.
and it was like some soup. I don't know. It was very strange. I don't know. What's your guys' take on all of that?
I feel like kind of like what you said. They made it like too real to the point where it was like, okay, like usually when I watch movies like that, I like to feel like, damn, like they weren't able to contain this or they weren't able to get rid of it, and that's the scariness that I get after the movie. But because they
Yep.
kind of like did the whole, I don't remember exactly how, but I know they did a bunch of stuff. The door was like they're holding the door and like all this stuff and everything. It's like it kind of
What
took
cured her
away.
was La Rosa de Guadalupe. That's what that's what cleared her.
Oh
But
my
it just kind
god.
of took away like the fear that I had growing up, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like it could have been done better.
Yeah, I think so
I
too.
feel
Jess?
they're like I feel like the effects from the 80s were super cheap, but now because they have so much technology, it can be too much and it can look so dumb.
Like
Yeah.
Final
Right.
Destination, the new movie.
I
Yeah.
haven't. I'm gonna wait till it comes out on Netflix because I'm not gonna pay to watch that.
That's whack.
No,
That's
don't.
whack.
Bud?
I don't know. I saw the movie only one time. It didn't impress me, and I just kind of felt like you guys say it was just like too overdone. Like they had to leave some kind of mystery at the end, to keep that
Mhm.
terror going. Because my biggest fear of the Llorona growing up was, the story of my grandma telling me, she cried about the hijos, and we saw her claws, or the Mr. Kudog, telling us that story that it
Yep.
scratched the adobe house. Like at the end, it was like, so what happened? And that left me like with that. And then at
Yeah.
this, there was a resolve,
Yeah.
like, and there was
Like
like,
the mystique that surrounded La Llorona is, I
yeah,
think, what scared us the most as kids.
Right.
yeah, because we never
And
knew the end of it.
Like
yeah, of
they
course.
in the movie, she straight up came out of the drain in the street like a Ninja Turtle. Like it was horrible.
But it got so unbelievable at one point in the movie, towards like the end, like at the climax of the movie. 'Cause I felt like, I don't know, Optimus Prime gonna jump in right now and like fight La Llorona. Like, what the fuck is going on right now?
He's
This
like
is
come out of the
stupid.
water.
God no.
Yeah. So pop culture aside, obviously there's always speculation in anything paranormal. You have your skeptics and you have your Jessies where she corrects you because you're wrong all the time.
All you're wrong all the
Um,
time.
so now here's the questions behind all of this. And this is for everybody here. Could it be mass hysteria, a shared cultural myth, or do you think she really believes she exists out there? Now, keep in mind, all of us have seen these videos that have surfaced online in the past couple months, of sightings of La Llorona. I don't know if she's come out more often because Donald Trump is president, but I guess we'll find out.
Go back and leave, Donald Trump. I didn't say in the water. I don't. I think that she probably at one point maybe did, but it's just like that game telephone, right? Like everybody
Yeah.
adds to their freaking story. But I think, I mean, it's like it makes sense, like, or it's something very common, like love, passion, freaking betrayal, and a crazy lady.
And then murder.
Yeah, she straight up drowns her kids. God knows why. I would have drowned the husband, not my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's
I would have drowned the husband in front of the kids. Look, you don't do this. Get back in the water. You don't do this to people.
yes,
See, he's gonna. Yes.
yes.
I mean, that's what I would do. What about you guys, Bud? And what about you, Bud?
Think the whole thing with the Llorona and all the videos that are surfacing, I want to say it goes back to the social networking. I think there's a lot more evidence out there of the real thing that's going on. It's just
Right.
people start seeing it more on YouTube, and they're more willing to come out with it and
Yeah,
say like, "Hey, I've got evidence too." Like, and more people put it up to prove the point. And I just think I believe in it. I really do think something could be out there, a malevolent spirit near the water that
agreed.
may drag you in.
Possible. Yeah, exactly. I just wish they would film La Llorona not on a Nokia
For
1992 flip
real.
phone. Um,
Yeah.
Like the Nelly video when Kelly was trying to send a text on
yes.
Excel.
Oh yeah. She was sending a text on Excel.
Bro.
That shit was funny.
That's funny.
What about you,
Just
Os?
have like seems like it's like not trials, bro. Like one person speaks up and then everybody
Yeah,
else,
yeah, yeah.
don't go to the La
Exactly.
Llorona after parties, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I mean, I think it's just like a collective, and I think I've said this before. Like the more energy that everybody feeds it, the more it stays alive, right? And I feel like that when it comes to things like this, I feel like that's the biggest reason why it's still, because it's been passed down,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
Right.
there's stuff I'm sure from your guys' childhood that you hear today, and you're like, what the, like that's still around? Like they still saying that? Like Llorona, like that's something that you guys heard. I'm sure your parents heard, like, and it's just something that has stayed, and I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, it has pretty much become a staple
Hmm.
within especially the Mexican community.
Same thing with
You can't
Cucuy, Chupacabra, like all that, all
Cucuy,
everything.
Chupacabra, all of them. So there's rumors. People are trying to decipher what type of entity La Llorona is. Um, People are saying that is she a tulpa, uh,
More like Toxica, bro.
la tóxica. It's like a ghost born of belief
I
itself.
think she's a
Um,
bruja.
She
Yeah.
could be for you. Hey, have you ever noticed something? Jesse has a bias for brujas. Like every entity we come
No,
across, it's a
It's a
witch.
witch.
It's a witch.
it's because everybody doesn't ever think, oh, it's a witch, because they think of what's like an ugly lady in a black hat or something. Then they're like, oh, it's an
Yeah.
entity or spirit or ghost. Like, no, it's
Mhm.
probably just a witch.
Honestly, I'd love to
So
really see a
Glenda,
picture
the
of
good
her.
witch, and she was pretty hot.
A lot of witches are hot. Warlocks.
Sign me up.
Warlocks, I don't know.
Hi. Only witches, not warlocks.
Warlocks come in 7-string.
Oh my god! It's a bass guitar. If anybody's wondering.
I'm just tripping out because my dog is asleep and he keeps waking up scared, like staring at the closet.
The fuck?
Yeah, like he's like
Hmm.
knocked out, dude. And then he just like snaps up and he's looking at the closet, and I'm like, "What are you looking
What the
at?"
hell is there? What is there, dude?
Is it
Dude, right now
open?
there's the closet's open. I mean, all there is in there's clothes. We literally, it's such a small closet. Like my lady just put a basket of clothes that she had washed, and there's a suitcase in there because of a trip she went to recently, and she hasn't emptied it out. But I mean, there's nothing there. I mean, if you look at that's my restroom.
Yeah.
That's the closet right there.
Oh yeah, you can't really see too much.
No, but
Mm,
I mean, shit,
Is
I'm
there a
looking at
crawl
it.
space above it? You know how in some closets there's a crawl space.
That's actually in that closet is the entrance to the attic.
oh hell.
Oh, maybe there's something in there.
And then you know what? Before I got hurt, I kept wanting to get up in the attic, like to check the ducts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And for some reason, I would always try and push it up to get in there with the ladder, and
you
it was
couldn't.
really hard to push it up. And once I would open it, I would get these horrible, horrible chills. Like I'd be afraid, like I'd be scared to go up in there.
Oh,
And
dude.
I
Ugh.
never
Fuck
actually
that!
made
I'm
my way
turning
in
my
there.
I
fucking light
have
on.
I have a thing. What'd you say? What,
Turning my light on.
dude? I'm the I have a thing about crawl spaces or attics. Like I can't, dude. Like in the video games we play, there's attics in there. I won't go up. Like it's a video game, and I still won't go up there.
It's because
I
you
won't.
just feel
No,
so immersed. Like the thing about that is like there's no space to like book it, bro. Like you can't. You're
no,
just there.
Yeah.
Like
they're just
It's a
chilling.
small hole. Like I want to
Yeah.
say maybe like 14 by 14 inches.
Oh
But
shit.
damn.
the thing
Okay.
about my attic is that I live in an old house. My house was built in the 50s. So if I
Uh huh.
wanted to, like, I could furnish the floor up there, and it could be a full on huge bedroom
Oh
because
Damn,
shit.
bro.
the roof is really tall over the top of it. So I think
Oh okay.
the one time I did get in there and look around, I mean it's like 7 feet
Mm.
tall from the bottom of the or the top of the roof to this top of the ceiling.
Damn.
From the
So it's
bottom
got a
to
lot
the
of
top.
Jeez.
space. But hey Jesse,
What's up?
since you're
What
back,
up, Bato?
I'm gonna show you the closet. My dog keeps waking
Oof.
up afraid, and like he snaps up like awake and he just stares at the closet. So see see that dark room?
Oh no, that is not a
And,
woman.
What are you seeing?
oh,
That's a old man.
old man.
And it's not even focused. How could he see?
I'm feeling it right now.
Je-
I'm
Je-
feeling a lot of chills. I'm feeling a lot of electrical energy, but I'm not seeing anything.
Jesse, and he also said that there's a in that closet. There's a crawl space that goes up to the
I was just
attic.
gonna say it's like in the corner, like it's up. It's up inside something.
The top left
Is
Yeah,
corner.
top left
is
corner.
Yes.
Dude.
I'm getting a lot. Like right now, all my hairs are standing up on my arms. I have all the electrical impulses going around my head and my neck, like heavy, heavy. And it's like I keep feeling something this way.
Did you guys recently
And
bring something new into the house?
My
the
interface that I gave
suitcase?
him.
Sergio's interface.
Oh god.
Yeah.
No, but this was before Sergio brought anything over. Nothing new, but I will say, maybe on the episode where we talked before the Black Eyed Kids, what was that? We talked about
Lexico, I think.
yeah, it was Calexico. When I was bringing that up, I had a lot of like that static feel. The
Mm-hmm.
when we were talking about Sergio's home, you know, his the home on De Leon,
Yeah,
Mm.
that's right. That's right.
and one thing that I do know is since that video, at night in the evenings, I come to the room and I lay down and I'm freezing. Like it feels like it's 40 degrees in this room. Like I'm like trembling cold. Like and I'm wearing blankets, heavy blankets. I even like for a couple days I actually was wearing like my sweaters and everything.
And you need to get yourself
And
some protection crystals because that's the female energy that it's coming from.
it's a female energy that's giving
Mm-hmm.
me the cold.
Yes.
So there's
What?
two
But that's
entities?
different from what you showed me right now.
Yeah, yeah. There's something else there, and that's what my dog keeps snapping up and staring at the closet, and like he just stares and like then he like calms down and puts his head down. But can you explain what you've seen in that man? What does he look like?
Sergio.
I can't. I, I know that he doesn't have, like, it's going to be funny, but he's missing an
Jesse, be like, he's got shitty shoes, just like the black eyed kids.
eye. He shops at Target. I was kidding. He's missing this eye because I keep feeling this eye, like, twitch.
Oh my gosh.
He's a short man.
This is crazy.
He's a short man, and I don't know why I see, like, boots like you wear, like, when you're in the rain or when you work in the mud or field.
Don't tell me that it's the jockey. It's the jockey.
Oh my gosh.
That's another one from the fair.
Is he mean?
Yeah,
He is.
yeah, he is. That
And
one
he
has
doesn't
been
like
my
animals. He's mean to animals.
yeah.
Maybe
He
that's why your dogs are like it.
that's why they're
Okay.
afraid. I'll get rid of him. I've done it before from the fair, but he's here now. Once you said the missing eye and then the boots, it's the jockey. He's the one that actually would, uh, when I would stay at the fair, he was the one that would bang on the windows and he would pull on me and wake me up in the middle of the night. And He was the more physical one.
He would suck on my toes.
No, I would have kept him around for that. No, he
That's why I
actually
always turn my back towards the door.
he well, you remember the fair had the tunnel where you
Yes.
walk through?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so in that tunnel, I don't know if you guys remember, there was those big doors that were on the sides
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
where they had like businesses. Okay, those were stables.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
that's where
okay.
they kept the horses, because the old racetrack was a racehorse track.
Mhm.
Right.
And once you come out the other side, there's like a hook where it was the hayloft. And stop. Stop. He's moving shit in my closet now.
Oh,
You
hell
guys hear
no,
it?
dude.
I'm sorry.
Is it the
He's mo- he's
topic? Is it the topic that is La Llorona or?
No.
I don't know. He's moving stuff in the closet, like stuff went boom, boom inside the closet right now.
Oh, hell no.
But
Super hell no.
My boy says stop.
um he he actually, there's a recorded of what happened with him. He was in the center of those tunnels and he was mistreating a horse. The horse actually reared up and came down on him and killed him in the
Oh
tunnels.
damn.
Oh,
And he wasn't missing the eye, but it was basically like,
gone.
I
Pretty
guess,
much, right?
like gone, like blinded. But he
Yeah.
still had both eyes. But this one of his eyes was no good. But he's a short, older man wearing boots, jockey clothing style. Yeah, I'm gonna deal with him.
Yeah. So Buddy's about to throw some smackdown right now.
No,
Right.
he's aggravated right now. But I'll
Let's
deal with
hell. I mean,
this.
I wonder if the Paranormal Dudes ghost is chilling with you, Jesse, messing with your stuff.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't
Okay.
really.
I mean,
I don't really feel anything here right now. I feel it more at Buddy's and actually get a little bit from your place, Sergio.
I'm
uh,
just speechless, bro. Like I can't. I don't have no words.
I mean, that's Paranormal Dudes for you. I'm just kidding.
I know, but buddy, like you just like so. I mean, obviously, this is not your first time encountering him. Like,
No.
you know,
I've dealt with these ghosts, the angel, the cowboy, the jockey, the kids at the fairgrounds, the screaming lady in front of the fairgrounds. I've dealt with him for over 20 years. So, like the jockey, like I say, he's the one that was more. I'm going to say that's the
Aggressive.
only one that I've ever been physical.
Mm.
Mm.
That's, and like I haven't had that here, but right now I'm more than scared. Right now I'm upset, and I'll tell you,
Ah.
I'm really upset because it's bothering my dogs,
Mm.
and
yeah,
the fact that my dog that just passed away, he was my guardian. Like that was my boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's making me crash right now and think, is this what caused him to get to the final port where he was at,
Oh,
mm,
I see what you
So
mean.
that's what's going through me right now. That's why I'm upset right now. Like I'm not able to see him, and that was one that I could see at the fairgrounds a lot. And if he's hiding from me or if he's not wanting to show himself, like telling you right now, dude, when I get to you, I'm gonna get to you. But yeah,
I mean, he's affecting your dogs. That's
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
scaring my dog right now. My pup right now is like, he keeps going to sleep, but he keeps on like snapping awake and just staring at the closet. And the fact that Jesse right now tells me the description she
yeah.
tells me, it's like, I know who you are. Now I know who you are. So now I know what I'm going to do to deal with you. So
Crazy, dude.
Oof.
This is wild. This is
this one is
happening
wild
now.
right now. The fact that it's
Yes.
happening to me right now is just like, I'm going. I'm heated, but I'm kind of like excited, like, oh shit. But
Obviously, all of us have crazy stories, but we've come to the part that a lot of people like, actually, of the show, the portion of the show that Buddy gets into his storytelling. Buddy, at the beginning of the episode, you said you have a La Llorona story, and we would love to hear it. Take it away.
Just to be clear, I tried, I mentioned the beginning of the story. It wasn't, I don't believe it to be paranormal. I don't. But I was on that canal that you guys were talking about, fishing. And
Right.
actually, that canal runs all the way from, almost Arizona through the Imperial Valley. Hmm. And actually, even though I've moved all the way up here to Imperial, it actually runs like 2 blocks away from my house.
Oh, okay.
So all that water, it's the same canal. Um, I was out one night, late at night. It was probably like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was fishing on that canal. And I was a horrible fisherman. I really didn't ever catch fish, but I spent a lot of time on the water, just being myself out there. And this one night while fishing, I was sitting on the back of my truck. I had 2 fishing poles out, just enjoying the weather. And all of a sudden, I started hearing a voice call out and saying, "Oh yeah!" And where I was at, it was behind all the houses and
Azúcar.
behind Walmart and all that. What's that?
Celia Cruz.
No, it
Cute.
wasn't. It wasn't in that. It wasn't in the Celia Cruz voice. It was just somebody yelling "Oye," and I thought it was somebody in the homes across the canal, on the south end of the canal. So I started looking up at the fences, like somebody calling out to me to see if I've caught a fish, and I, I then heard again "Oye," and at that point, I started hearing the water like treading, somebody moving water, and so I looked down at the water and used to wear a tweaker light, big old headlight, and I turned it on and I started looking in the water. And in the water, I see a man, and he's like floating in the water, looking at me, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "What? ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué quieres?" And he's like, "¿Qué haces?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like at this point, I didn't know how to answer him,
Buddy, how did you not
and
react like, what the fuck are you doing?
I was like, "Why are you in the water?" And from my experience in those canals, if there's somebody floating in the water, they're dead. It's a body,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
And I saw this and I was like, dude, you have about 100 yards before you hit a giant drop, like a
Yep.
huge 30-foot drop of water. You're not going to make it out of that. But this guy's just floating down the water and he's like, ahorita voy para allá, voy para allá. And I was like, no, no. I
Stay there. Don't
immediately,
come over here.
yeah, I was like, no, 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 no. And I heard him start moving the water and I just started reeling
Oh,
in my fishing
shoot.
poles, threw them in the back of my truck, and I turned on the truck and floored it. And at that point, I couldn't see the guy anymore. And as I was going past all the reeds and bushes on the canal, I I looked over to my left, and there he was coming up out of the canal. And like he reached out, like literally reached his hand out, like trying to grab the car. And I was like, ah, screaming and driving
What
past him.
the?
And I went all the way down that canal, and I didn't even want to look back. I got to the road, which was where that canal is at. It runs right into the 111, which is the big highway out here.
Uh,
And and I called police right away. I was like, "Yo, there was somebody in the water. I was fishing." And then the dispatcher was like, "Well, you want to go back down there and wait for an officer?" I was like, "No, fuck, I'm not staying here."
Mm-mm.
And they're like, "Well, let us know
fuck
where
that.
he's at." I was like, "No, he's somewhere back there. I'm not going back over there." So I stayed on the road, which was maybe like a half mile from where I had seen the guy. And
Uh,
I just kept watching and watching, and actually the cops drove right past me and they went down the dirt road. I like pointed out like over there. They took off and I wanted to wait because I left an ice chest and a really nice Stanley cup and a chair, like a really nice folding chair. And I was like,
Damn.
I left it there. And the cops went all the way down there. From where I was at, I could see that they had their spotlights on, like they were looking for the guy.
he's
They ended
sitting
up
in your chair, drinking your Stanley Cup.
right. He's out there
I
drinking
just
all my
wanted a
Capri
chill out,
Suns.
fool.
Yeah.
And they ended up one of the officers ended up coming back and he goes, "Where were you?" And I was like, "Where the chair and the ice chest and all that's at." And he's like, "There ain't nothing there." And I was
Dude
like, "All
left
right, then this dude
what?
stole my stuff." And he's like, "Well, did was he in the water? Or was he on the dirt?" I was like, "No, he was in the water, dude. Like he came up out of the water." And the officer was like, I don't see where he came up. It's not muddy or nothing. So like I was like, no, I know there was a dude in the water. Like it had to be an actual person. The only thing I ended up thinking at the end was he was a tweaker floating by and stole all my stuff from me. But I mean,
Or he was trying to get you to, in the canal to drown.
or
Yeah, dude.
now that we're talking Llorona, like that's the only thing I could think. Like it was El
Dude,
Llorono.
yeah.
But
Llorona.
Son?
you know,
You don't know.
yeah, I was like, there's no
Tío?
way I'm sticking around.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you know what? Like, I think it goes back to what we were saying earlier. How bodies of water, they're conduits, and spirits travel through them. Maybe that spirit was just passing on by. Maybe he was just chilling, and he's like, "I'm gonna fuck with this guy. He's got a nice Stanley Cup. I want it." Um, who knows, dude? And maybe it was. I mean, I don't. You can't chalk it up to La Llorona because it didn't have all the La Llorona tropes to it, where she's like, "Oh, mis hijos," or she wasn't sucking on your toes or anything like that. So,
What's your obsession with toes?
Damn.
He's like peatfinder.com.
Dan Snyder. Dan Snyder over here.
it's like, you could call me what's his name? Quentin Tarantino. All right.
What a twist!
I mean, yeah, what a twist. I honestly, you have to remember, Quentin Tarantino fucking wrote From Dusk Till Dawn, and he wrote into his own movie, Salma Hayek is gonna put her feet in my mouth. All right, people need to remember that. Disgusting. To tie up La Llorona, whether she's real or real in our hearts, I think she's very much alive in the Mexican community. I don't think she's going anywhere, especially if there's kids that are misbehaving. Parents will use her to regulate that. Whether she's real or, I mean, I think the entity's real, personally, because of all the videos have come up, and a lot of the encounters are they're the same in most aspects. Like there's a lot of continuity in a lot of the stories that have been told. A lot of consistencies. So what overall, okay, taking out the factor of the stupid Hollywood movie, all the random stories that our parents have told us just to keep us in line and keep us from misbehaving. Do you believe that La Llorona resides mainly in Mexico and she comes over here on vacation sometimes? Or do you think she really is in that canal off of Dogwood and Jasper in Calexico, California? What do you guys think as far as her being a real entity?
I think she's real, bro. Wherever the energy is, wherever the more the people, because it seems like just like based on the locations like that we talked about earlier, where you guys have seen her, like it's just more predominantly like where a lot of people, more people will believe, which is Hispanic community.
Yep.
So I think wherever that is, that she'll be there. She can pull up,
Right.
and obviously in the States, maybe she got her visa renewed, and that's why she was able to come through. But that's why she was gone for some time, bro. Like the movie happened, COVID happened.
She had to renew it.
She had to get
Revoked her
extension.
visa.
Now she crosses really easily. She doesn't have to wait in line.
Yes. She has Sentry. Is that what you said? That's a good one. What about you, bud? What do you think? Your overall summary.
I'm gonna say I agree with Oscar. I think as long as the Latino community keeps that folklore alive in our heart, in our minds and
Mm-hmm.
stories with our kids and everybody, the energy that we produce ourselves is enough to, what would you say, conjure the Llorona
Conjure
being
that.
where we
Yeah.
are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yep.
one of those that, it's scary and the story behind it is scary, but I think as long as our our roots and our folklore stays alive, that's going to be one thing that always stays alive with all of us.
True, true. And I think it will continue to live on. What about Jess? What about you, Jess? Same sentiment?
Yeah, same. Exact same. As long as we keep it alive, it's just going to be different, like different details depending on who's telling it.
Right, right, right.
Do you guys think
I
like
mean,
maybe 5 years from now, the story's gonna be like, yeah, if you hear the old weeping lady saying, "My little boo boos,"
oh
Oh
God.
my god! No, I think you're going to be able to like track her on the iPhone or something like in
uh,
5 years.
you said air
Like
tag around
Santa
here,
Claus? Like
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
Where's she at?
like the
Okay, let's scare
Domino's
the
pizza
kids. They're
tracker.
misbehaving. Let's go over there. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah, we're in trouble, all of us. We've been joking about this lady for about an hour.
Mostly you.
Um,
It's okay,
Mostly
bro.
me.
I'm just happy
Um,
I already walked my dog. I ain't trying to go
yeah,
out
because now you
there
don't have
right
to go out there
now.
Yeah.
after hearing all these crazy stories. Yeah.
It's just quiet out there, bro. Like it's too quiet, dude. It's scary, but I don't know.
Oh, I get it. It's like that out here as well. I mean, and in closing for the pod, whether she's real, a ghost of our cultural past, or just a terrifying bed story to keep us home and not misbehave, La Llorona will still haunt us and scare the shit out of us, especially us in the Mexican community. And maybe that's the point, to keep us in line, to keep us as honest Mexicanos, pretty much, because we need an ass kicking or a slap every once in a while, and who knows, maybe it needs to come from La Llorona at times. But we want to thank everybody for joining tonight's episode. I don't know when you're watching it during the day. I know we posted in the day, and but we filmed these at night, really late, spooky times.
I think this is the
And
latest we've recorded, right?
I know it's going to be
this is
For this one?
two.
also, you know what we should do? We should try to film at 3:15. That'd be crazy.
I'm down, bro.
Witching
I'm down.
hour. That'd be a
That's
you know what?
way
We'll do
past
a
my
witching
bedtime.
hour way past my bedtime. We'll do a witching hour episode on episode 100. How about that? Oh, yes.
I feel like one of the like either like the 5K or the 10K site was gonna land at that time, bro. And we're gonna have to do it.
I know, huh?
Damn.
Manifesting.
Yeah, there you go. Manifest it. But we want to thank everybody. If you have a story of your own, of La Llorona, drop a comment, or head on over to paranormaldudes.com, where you could submit your offering to us and we could feature it on the show. Yeah, it was a great show. Thank you everybody for showing up. What other things are close? Oh yeah, more Uncle Sergio stuff is still coming. I actually filmed one today, but you're watching this on Thursday, so it doesn't matter. You already saw it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Super exciting things coming, as we always say. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're on YouTube or Spotify or whatever streaming platform. Keep it spooky, my dudes. We'll catch you guys later.
Mis hijos.